Hello and welcome to math today. So we are going to get started with our calendar. Then we'll do our how many days we've been in school with our hundreds charts, with our straws, and with our base 10 blocks. And then we will review our problem of the day from Monday, our problem of the day from Monday. And then we will review what we've learned about fractions. And then I'll give you your last problem of the day. So that's our agenda for this video. So let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday was Monday. Monday, May 4th. That was yesterday. So if yesterday was Monday, what is today? Think about your song if you can't remember. Sunday. Today is Tuesday. Great job. So today is Tuesday. Who remembers what month we are in? It's right up there at the top. We are in May. So it's Tuesday. We're in May. And what number is today? The 5. What's the fancy word for 5 again when we talk about our calendar? If you were to run in a race and you got number 5 in the race, you would be in 5th. So let's say our calendar together. Ready? Today is Tuesday, May 5th. Great job. Let's go ahead and add another sticker for today. And let's go ahead and count. Ready? Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 151, 152, 153, 154, 155, 156. Great job. We're going to add our straw right over to here, which makes this become a 6. And now it reads 156 together, doesn't it? Let's review our parts. This is a group of 100. We have one group of 100. That's why we have a 1 in our hundreds place. One group of 100. We have, I can't make them all spread out to where you can see them. There we go. How many do we have? 5. And we have 5 groups of 10, which makes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have 5 groups of 10. And we have 6 ones. Let's go ahead and move on to our base 10 blocks. Here they are. So once again, we have one group of 100. We have 5 groups of 10. And we have 6 ones, right? So we have 156. Perfect. Grab my problem of the day math journal over here. Here it is. Remember, if you're starting to run out of room, you can always use the backs of a paper. You can split them into portions like I've been doing. Like on this page, I used it for 3 different days. I know we're probably starting to get to the end of our journal, so go back and use the backs of papers, use the paper for multiple days, whatever you have to do to try to make it last for the last few weeks. We're getting close. Okay, so yesterday, on Monday, we had Bronson, and Bronson wants to plant a rectangular garden. So I'm going to start there. He wants to plant a rectangular garden. So I'm going to draw a rectangle because that's what rectangular means, right? I'm going to make him have a really skinny, long garden. But you can have any type of rectangle. And remember, a rectangle is just a square, but the square is kind of stretched. So 2 sides are longer than the other. So I made Bronson have a really long, skinny, rectangular garden. but you could give him a really fat one too. It's completely up to you. So he needs to break it into fourths. So that means I need how many parts? I need 4 parts. Fourths, do you hear 4 in that word? So I need 4 parts. Now the tricky thing is, when you need 4 parts, you don't draw 4 lines because that'll end up with 5 parts. So we're actually only going to add 3 lines because that'll have 4 sections. So I'm going to chop it right down the middle. So right about there. Right now I have 2 parts, right? And I'm going to chop each of those in half again. So right there and right there. There we go. Now he has 4 parts. But notice how I only drew 3 lines. That's the tricky part. And I tried to make them as equal as I could. It's a little hard, but we did pretty good, right? That's Bronson's garden. So we are going to move on to what we're doing today, which today we are just reviewing our fractions that we learned last week because we did not do it yesterday. So we're reviewing our fractions that we learned last week that we've been practicing in our problem of the day. And I am going to pull this around. Oh, that needs to move so that this can come over. There we go. Oh, look. Okay, so we are going to review what equal, not equal means and what half, third, and fourths mean and what those look like in numbers because it's going to change what we do. I think it's tomorrow. Yep, what we do tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to build on that. So when we first started talking about fractions, we talked about equal parts and not equal parts because fractions have to be equal. So I always think about it, when you have a fraction, you're breaking something into parts. And usually it's to share. And so if I'm sharing with someone, it's only fair if we both get the same amount. So they have to be equal. If they're not equal, then it's not a fraction. Okay? So let's start over here. These ones are examples of equal. They were all broken to where if it was a cookie or a cake and I cut it exactly like the line showed, I'd be happy with whatever piece I got, and my friends would be happy with whatever piece they got because they would all be the same size. Over here, I don't think myself or my friends would be very happy if I cut a cake like this because we're all going to want the big piece, right? Nobody's going to want these itty bitty pieces. Same with this one. Whoever gets that piece is not going to be happy. Whoever gets this piece is going to be thrilled. But is it fair for someone else to have that big of a piece when someone else has that small of a piece? It's not. So whenever we think about fractions, the most important thing is that everything is split equally. So we're making sure that everything is cut equally so that everyone gets the same amount. Now, we started discussing the different types of fractions and the numbers and words for them. So, I found my tape today. When I taught this last week, couldn't find my tape. We're going to hold this up. Oops. Right about there, because you can see it there. And, oh, there we go. We discussed these 3 fractions. This one is 1/2, meaning 1 piece out of 2. So I have 1 out of 2 pieces. This one is 1/4, meaning I have 1 piece out of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 1. And our last one is 1/3, meaning I have 1 piece out of 3. 1, 2, 3. So these are the 3 fractions that we talked about. And we practiced those fractions the other day with some cards. What we're going to do today is I'm going to come back to our equal ones up here, our pieces that were cut into equals, and we're going to decide if they are 1/2, 1/4, or 1/3. Ready? Here we go. Okay, so if I color in one piece, because that's what we've been working with is one piece, so I'm going to color in one piece on all of them. Okay, there we go. We have to decide whether they are 1/2, 1/3, or 1/4. There we go. That should be a dark enough color to show up. So let's start with the first one. This one has one piece colored out of how many pieces? Out of 2 pieces. Good job. So if it's 1 out of 2, what fraction was that again? We have 1 out of 2 pieces equaling 1/2. Very good. Okay, our next one here. We have 1 out of 1, 2, 3 pieces. 1 out of 3. What's the word for 1 out of 3? 1/3. Very good. Okay, coming over to here. 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 out of 4 is called what? 1/4. Very good. Okay, coming down here, we have 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4. We just did that one. What's 1 out of 4 again? 1/4. 1 left. Here we go. We have 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/4 again. Oh my goodness, so many 1/4s. Now, that is all we're reviewing today. But I encourage you to maybe pull out some Legos or maybe your cubes or something, maybe a circle, something that's a circle that you could break in half and share something with someone today and see if you can figure out the fraction for it. It could be something like a cookie, like you split a cookie with your mom or your dad or your brother or sister. You could split, what else could you split? Maybe you guys decide to draw a picture together and you could split the picture in however many parts you need. So maybe there's 2 of you or 3 of you or 4 of you. You could do that. It'd be kind of hard with Legos and blocks, but I think you could possibly do it. If you have 10, you just go 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. And you keep dealing them out until there's none left. And then you both ended up with the same amount probably. So I encourage you to go find fractions around your house. Maybe you can help someone cook today and see if there are fractions in recipes, because there definitely are. And I will see you tomorrow for some more fraction practice. But we do have a quick problem of the day today. Are you ready? Okay. So our problem of the day today is Miss Madison. And Madison wants to, what does she want to share? Let's have Madison share some brownies. So Madison wants to share a brownie with her friends, and she needs to cut her brownie into 4 pieces. Draw a picture of that and write the fraction that goes with it. We've talked about these written forms over here again. So Madison has a brownie that she wants to share with her friends. She needs to split it into 4 pieces. Draw the picture of that and write the fraction that goes with it. Okay? I will see you all later. Bye.